Alright boys, welcome to BBL Round 1 Playoffs versus Obo, one of my best friends in the entire world, someone who I consider literally a brother to me, but you can check out in the top right hand corner, and if you missed the team builder, be sure to check that one out in the top right hand corner as well. We're gonna go ahead and get connected here with Obo, man. I'm actually extremely excited about this game. I'm usually not like obscenely excited about games, but because this is Obo in the highest stakes battle we've ever had, I am super excited. So he is Terra Electric on his Iron Boulder, which is really cool, and I'm a little underprepared for, kind of, but I feel like Bloopy can deal with that just fine. So we see the exact six that I expected, the exact six that I mocked against. Like I said, Conk can be a little bit problematic depending on what set he does bring. No matter what, my lead is going to be our Terra Dragon Iron Boulder, and we're going to click close combat unless he leads that Volcanion. Alright boys, have fun to Obo. I'm super excited, and if you are too, be sure to subscribe, because only about 50% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed, and I'd love to hit 3,000 subs. And if you want more BBL content, man, so we're gonna go ahead and see Obo lead the Volcanion, which is perfect. That is the thing that we wanted to see led. We are gonna go ahead and pop this Terra Dragon, and we're gonna immediately pop the Mighty Cleave. We don't even think twice about it. This is ideal and exactly what we wanted. So a couple of things here. The only thing that I'm a little afraid of is that he goes hard Screamtail right now, but if he does that, we're going to be able to keep our eject pack intact, which is going to be fine, and we're going to be able to tell a little bit about the damage on this Screamtail. He actually goes into the Groudon here. Okay. That's not what I expected at all. Okay. Okay. Groudon. Let me see here. How much damage do we expect you to take? If you're max HP, we expect you to take about 13%. If you're no HP, we expect you to take about 15%. So this isn't going to be super telling, and Solar Blade's only going to do about half. We Mighty Cleave. How much did that do? 5, 10. It only did 10%. So you are physically defensive. So this might be physically defensive. Physically defensive. Good lord, you might be max Fizdap, huh? Yeah, that's looking like just about max Fizdap, which is really cool. How much do we do with Solar Blade? We do 36 to 43. Do I want to pop my close combat right now and switch out? I don't think so. I think a couple of plays he could make. I really think the ground move is going to come out here. I never see rock move coming out. I can pivot Ho-Oh pretty freely. I've talked about this before. I think Ho-Oh is a very good pivot. If he heat crashes, whatever the case may be, excuse me, Ho-Oh is a great pivot into this, and we get to see what he wants to do. So we're going to switch out here. Big shoulder day. And we are going to see what he goes for. I'm expecting maybe a heat crash, maybe some sort of a rock move comes out here, maybe just precipice. Actually going to go for the heavy slam, 355 to 306. Let's just do some double checking on that damage. So that is looking like 0 attack. Let me write down that he has heavy slam, and I think we just go for the Sacred Fire here. I think Sacred Fire is very, very free. I do think that he is going to be the Lum. Is it worth popping the Lum right now? Are you just going for the Will-O-Wisp hard, or is it worth just going for the Sacred Fire raw? How much damage does Sacred Fire do? If you're max Fizdap, it does about 30%. I like getting that chip on him for a potential in-game with the Iron Boulder. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the Sacred Fire. There's no world in which you KO me. He's going to switch out here. We're going to get a massive Sacred Fire off on something. He could just go into that Volcanion. Pat Bev, that's going to be the Screamtail. So we're going to get some massive damage off on this Screamtail. In the sun, if he's no Fizdap, this will do about 50. So he's looking like a little bit of physical bulk. Yeah, he's looking like a little bit of physical bulk. So how many turns of sun are left here? If there's 1, I like to pivot into Bloopy a lot. 2, I think we could still pivot Bloopy. I think Bloopy's a good play. Always on the Screamtail. If he attacks us, fantastic. If he Thunder Waves, Bloopy covers it. And if he goes for rocks, we can spin the following turn. So I really like Bloopy. I think Bloopy's just a fantastic play all around. I also don't anticipate him to be Wish on this Pokemon, so I really don't think that he's going to be able to get that off. So he is just going to go for the Stealth Rock here. He is still going to be in the sun, but he does no damage to Bloopy in the slightest. We're just going to go for a Rapid Spin here and see if he stays in and decides to pop our eject button. If he does, this position is a little bit more awkward. So he's just going to go for the flamethrower here. So he is going to pop our eject button, which is obviously not necessarily what we wanted. But we are going to be able to get into our Gold Dingo for absolutely free. Sun's going to go down, and we're going to be able to click Shadow Ball if we so please it. We could also just click Make It Rain. So that is a little uncomfortable now, and I do kind of wish I was a different item than eject button, because that did not play as perfectly as I had anticipated. But Shadow Ball is still very free here. We can also just Make It Rain. If he goes Volcanion, we can switch into the Boulder. And we don't know any information about Volcanion, and Make It Rain does so much damage to that Volcanion if he is not AV. Shadow Ball's so free, though. I'm a little afraid of Roaring Moon coming in, though. I do think I just Make It Rain. We're just going to raw Make It Rain. As he goes for Fling. Light Ball. Okay, cool. So he's going to power our Gholdengo, which doesn't actually matter that much. Gholdengo did what he really needed to by taking out this Screamtail. Screamtail was super annoying for the in-game with our... Screamtail was super annoying for the in-game with our... Iron Boulder, potentially. So taking that out is fantastic. Down goes the Screamtail. The big downside here is now that he can go into Roaring Moon, and that's really problematic. He actually goes out into Groudon, so I have an interesting interaction here. I could sack Gholdengo. Because like we've talked about, Gholdengo is not the most useful in the world anymore. It only outspeeds Conk, and even then it's just potentially outspeeding Conk. I could just go for the Make It Rain here. And try to sack off this Pokemon, which I actually am kind of in favor of right now because my pivots are both weak to rocks. I don't love either one of those. I can then go into Bloopy and really put some pressure on with that Rapid Spin. I may sack 2 Pokemon to do that, but I think I'm totally okay with that. Gholdengo did what he needed to do in getting rid of that Pokemon. I think I'm going to Make It Rain and try to sack off this Gholdengo. He's going to Heat Crash, and down goes Gholdengo. That's fine by me. Goodbye, Gholdengo. As I'm going to go into Bloopy. Now, surely you're not Fizz-Def Scarf. We're going to go straight into Bloopy. If you're Scarf, you do outspeed me, and you do kill me. We'll see if you're Scarf. I really don't think you're going to be Fizz-Def Scarf. That would be pretty nuts. I think you're Lum. I really think you're Lum. If Obo's not Scarf, I think he plays it safe, and I think he switches out, because Leaf Storm does have a chance to KO with a max special attack, which I am. But like I said, if Bloopy gets this spin-off, man, he's done what I need him to do. So I'm totally fine if he does die here to get this spin-off. He does. We're going to get this spin-off. That's totally fine by me, man. That's totally fine. Hey, you did good, Bloopster. You did what you were here for, man. Very offensive game so far. Down goes the Bloopster. And we're able to go into a couple of different things here. I actually think I like KYUREM Black's positioning a lot. KYUREM Black's very difficult for him to deal with. He's Fizz-Def, so how much does a 4 hit from Icicle Spear do? 50 to 60. 5 hit does 70. So it doesn't hit him. It doesn't kill him. And he could definitely be the Lumberry here. I'm kind of leaning going into the Gholdengo is what I think I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and go Gholdengo here. Or Ho-Oh. We're going to go ahead and go Ho-Oh here. And we're going to fire off another Sacred Fire. He's running out of reliable pivots into this Pokemon. He could go into Volcanion, in which case we can switch out and go into our Boulder. So we've lost 2 pieces, but Gholdengo and both of them did what they needed to do. So I do still think we very much so have the pieces to win this game. He's going to switch out here. He's probably going to go into potentially Raging Bolt. He could just go Volcanion. He's going to go into that Volcanion here. So a plus of this Volcanion coming in, I mean, that did some pretty... That did like 15%, but that told us if he was Fizz-Def or not. Is the sun still up? Sun is still up. In the sun, you don't do a whole lot to me, actually. I think I am going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake here, because you don't really threaten me a whole lot. I think I'm going to go Earthquake, and then I'm going to pivot into the Boulder on the following turn. Because in the sun, you just don't do damage to me, man. And I do think that it's very realistic that we're able to find an avenue to win with KYUREM Black in this game. And he's looking like no Fizz-Def because he did 0 there. He's going to Flamethrower now. 355 to 268. Hold on. That's looking like Max Modest. We know he's Flamethrower. I could Earthquake again. Sacred Fire also seems very free because I don't think you'll stay in here. Even if you do, there's still one more turn of Sunlight, so I'm not too worried here. His Steam Eruption should only do about 44 in this this weather, and I don't think you want to sack this Pokemon. We're going to go for the Sacred Fire here. I do think you're going to switch out. I don't think you just give me Volcanion. I think Volcanion has a lot of use left. This Pokemon's he endures. Okay. Well, we Sacred Fired predicting a switch, so we actually get bailed a little bit there, as I assume he's going to be some sort of item, some sort of Salac, Custat maybe, as now we're going to Earthquake. As now we're going to Earthquake to pick up the KO on this potential Pokemon if he does decide to stay in. So essentially, while our Gholdengo and our Bloopy did not do that much, they helped out immensely with the entire game plan. No rocks and no Volcanion. There's no Volcanion now, and no Screamtail was what the other Pokemon helped with. But so we've now traded, and he doesn't have Screamtail and Volcanion, and we don't have Bloopy or Gholdengo. So we've lost 2 pretty similar Pokemon as far as how important they are to our team. So what he can do now is he can go into his Raging Bolt, and Raging Bolt is very scary, man. Raging Bolt is extremely scary. Terra Electric can just come off here and do so much damage to me. A Thunderbolt would KO me if he is Booster. If he's not Booster, it's a roll. He goes Wimby. Oh, he goes Wimby, man. He is Booster. He is going to be Booster Speed! Booster Speed! Whoa, 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 whoa. That means that he is 0. special attack. That means you are 0 special attack, 20. You are, in fact, jolly. I think you have to be. You are jolly. You do not do damage to me with Tower Electric. I'm not as worried about you anymore. An Earthquake can come off. You're probably max HP. Earthquake's going to do about 45. Thunderbolt's going to do about 68. I'm not super worried about that right now. How much do you do to Grimmsnarl with this? You do no damage to our Grimmsnarl. So actually, our pivot's going to just go ahead and be the Grimmsnarl, I think. We're just going to go ahead and go Grimmsnarl. This Pokemon does not do that much damage to us. We can go Grimmsnarl. Depending on what he clicks, we can Taunt or we can Parting Shot. Man, okay, I'll be honest. This is probably the least scary set that I could have seen right now. This set is, we deal with this set very, very well. I'm not very much so worried about this set at all right now, actually. I don't think so. I don't think so. Taunt, Parting Shot. Yeah. Okay, we Taunt, then we Parting Shot. I'm not very worried about you, man. I'm not very worried about you. I wish I was light screen at this point. We Taunt, and then we Parting Shot. And then we go into, we can go back into Ho-Oh if we really wanted to. Okay, this set is scary, but it's not the most scary in the world. We're going to go ahead and throw off a Taunt here. We're going to see if he goes for the Calm Mind. He could be Heavy Slam to do actual damage to us, or he could just Thunderbolt. He can't sub. He can't sub. Okay, so I actually kind of want to go for the Spirit Break first. Lower your special attack and then Parting Shot, because then Ho-Oh has no trouble dealing with you at all. I think I like that. I think I like going for the Spirit Break first. Yeah, I like going for the Spirit Break and then the Parting Shot so Ho-Oh can deal with you a little bit better. We see Sub, CM, Thunderbolt, and I assume last move, Dragon move. We're going to get our Citrus Berry back. I think that we've dealt with this Pokemon masterfully. I think we have played this game extremely well. The only problem is us being eject button really set us behind. We get a crit there, which obviously is pretty impactful because it looks like he's defense invested, not HP invested, which is good to know. Let me double check that. Yeah, he has to be like max defense, max Fizz Def. So he's max speed, max Fizz Def, it looks like. Max Fizz Def, max speed. What we're going to do now, we're going to masterfully go for this Parting Shot here. Do I go Ho-Oh? Do I go Ho-Oh? You could just go for the Dragon Pulse here. You're -1 now. Thunderbolt doesn't 2-hit KO Ho-Oh. Earthquake's only going to do about 40% to you, though. And if I go Boulder, what does that net me? Actually, Boulder can absolutely chew anything from this Pokemon. At -1. Or do I go KYUREM Black? Can KYUREM Black chew hits from this? KYUREM Black can also chew hits from this very well. I can go KYUREM Black and DD, to be completely honest. Conk, you have Conk left. I don't know if I want the damage on KYUREM Black to put me in range of the Conk Mach. I'm leaning Ho-Oh right now. I'm leaning Ho-Oh, Earthquake, Switch Boulder, and CC. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think this is the correct play. Do you Thunderbolt here? Or do you Dragon move? You do Thunderbolt. Okay. Let's see if you get just as lucky as you did week 1. Nothing. Shook off the taunt. No worries. We go for the Earthquake here. And we're going to get some actual big damage on this Pokemon. So he's going to go for the Thunderbolt here. This should not KO us in any universe. Thunderbolt does not KO us. We're going to Earthquake, get some massive damage off here. Beautiful. Beautiful. You're going to be at about, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're going to be about 27%. And at this point, we can just switch hard into our Grimmsnarl, get a little bit of HP back on this Ho-Oh. And then we can Parting Shot out again. And we can see how we want to deal with you from there. In my opinion, Obo's best play here is going to be to click Calm Mind. He goes for Thunderbolt. Okay. Alright, perfect. So now what we do, I don't even have to think about it. We can just Parting Shot. We can go into Boulder. Because Boulder doesn't really need HP, right? We just Parting Shot regardless. If you're at -2, how much do you do Boulder? If we're Terra Dragon and you're Dragon Pulse, you do 35 max. How much does a Conk Mach do to us? I mean, we can't really hit Conk, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we Parting Shot, we go Boulder. We're going to Parting Shot again. I like going Boulder, though. And then we can see if we really want to get the Eject Pack off, potentially. He's just going to Thunderbolt again. It did no damage. So, is the better play to Mighty Cleave or to Close Combat? Mighty Cleave has a roll to KO from this range. You're at 20, you're at like 26. So, it's actually a pretty favorable roll for us to KO from this range with Cleave. It's like a 70% chance to KO from this range with Cleave, or we could switch hard into, we can CC into Grimmsnarl Parting Shot again, and it'd be fine. But like I said, the HP on this boulder doesn't really matter, so I'm kind of okay with just going for that Cleave roll, I think, as we're going to go ahead and Cleave. I think we've played around this Wimby beautifully. This was an interesting set for sure. Just shout out Zooch. I hope you're watching this one, man. But yeah, I think that we were able to deal with it accordingly with our Max Spadef, Grimmsnarl, Parting Shot, Citrus Berry. I think that helped a lot. He's going to switch out. He's going to go Groudon here. I can only imagine, which is a great switch. I wish I close combated now. But we do still have that close combat intact. Does close combat help here? This is an interesting pivot. This is an interesting pivot because Groudon, let me see here. He still gets the speed boost from the sun, so we do have to keep that in mind. Your max Fizz Def. I mean, you don't kill me with any one hit. I think I can Solar Blade to put you potentially in range of something in the in-game, of KYUREM Black in the in-game here, because I don't have anything that I want to pivot into this. I think I can Solar Blade into CC, pop it, switch out. Even 2 Solar Blades could KO you. Yeah, I like that a lot, I think. I'm going to go for the Solar Blade, put you in range of KYUREM Black. What do I need health on this for? What do you have left? Only thing I would need health on this for is to live a hit from a Mach from Conk, which really is not all that important. So I am going to go for the Solar Blade here. We're going to try to do some big damage, and then we're going to CC the following turn. It covers him switching. And you're Rindo. Okay, you're Rindo. Okay, you're at half, though, now, which is ideal. That is what we needed for the KYUREM Black. I assume you're Rindo, so you're Edge, and he's going to miss Edge, so I apologize about that, Owen. We've been getting hacks in our favor, which is obviously not what we wanted here. I could go ahead and Solar Blade again. I could also just close combat. Since you've shown a tendency to click Edge, Solar Blade doesn't have a chance to KO from here, and I still don't really fear anything. I think Solar Blade's just my best play, risk-reward wise. I think Solar Blade's just my best play. Close Combat's just trying to get cute to catch a potential Roaring Moon switch, which it would be a very good switch on his end, but this is like in range. This is like what I needed to be in range of. I just don't have a good pivot out of this, so I do think Solar Blade's gonna be my play. Because I can at least go into Grimmsnarl and the Roaring Moon, I guess. Maybe I should have close combated. I might regret that play. That Stone Edge did about 40% to my boulder, so that definitely could come into play here. He actually would have been able to kill me with a Precipice or a Heavy Slam. So we're going to go for another Solar Blade here, as this shouldn't ever take him out. But it should do sizable damage. Yes. Okay, good. This is kind of what we want, actually. And then, like I said, that Stone Edge miss. Did that matter then? 134. Would that have done 134 with a Stone Edge? It was a roll for that to matter for him to click Heavy Slam. So what I do now is I think I click Close Combat. It puts me in an advantageous position into pretty much anything. The only thing is if he goes Roaring Moon, I can just reflect on the Roaring Moon, actually. Or the Conk. I think I Close Combat here. I get my pack. I go into Grimmsnarl. I think that's the play here for sure. He might want to keep Groudon around. He might even go hard into the Roaring Moon. He might go hard into Conk. I think both of those are reasonable plays. He's going to switch out here. Can we catch the Roaring Moon? Can we catch the Roaring Moon? Conk. Okay, that was a reasonable pivot for sure. That was a reasonable pivot. So, wow, you took no damage. That's probably Fizz Def, which is what we expected here. As we are going to see, we did about 25%, maybe 30% to that Conk. We're not really going to be able to calc that until I'm able to actually see how much damage we guaranteed did. But now we have to figure out what we think is the best pivot into this Pokemon. I'm leaning Rinky Dinky. I lean getting that Reflect Up right now is going to be beneficial towards the in-game. Goldilocks also wouldn't be horrible. It makes him think that we have Brave Bird, which we don't. Goldilocks is really good in this in-game, though. I could Goldilocks. I could pivot into Grim unless he is Facade. I can't do that unless he's Flame Orb Facade. So it's Ho-Oh or it's Grimmsnarl here. It's really just deciding which one I think is more optimal. I think it might be Grimmsnarl. Let me see how much you do to me under Reflect. Facade can kill me under Reflect if you're Animate Flame Orb. I don't know if you will be that. I think Grimmsnarl is my play. Because I think that we can live any hit that you want to go for and then go for the Parting Shot the following turn. Yeah, so how much damage did we do? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So you're at 65 HP. So maybe in fact, Ho-Oh was the play there, but I wasn't able to really get a good read on that. So Close Combat, that looks like you're about, you could be about max HP there. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and go for the Reflect, and then I'm going to go for the Parting Shot. We get our Reflect up. He's going to go for the knockoff. We actually don't even have an item, so that doesn't matter. I might even just go for the Spirit Break here, to be completely honest. In fact, that's what I think I am going to do. It puts this in range of Ho-Oh in the Sun, which I like a lot. I don't really have a great pivot into this anyway. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for that Spirit Break here. Yeah, I mean, Spirit Break's gonna do about 50% of this Pokemon. So we're gonna see how much we're able to do here. Yeah, we do about 50 there. It's about what we expected. Special attack drop doesn't matter. And your Citrus, potentially? Yeah, your Citrus, so you're back up to what, 40? 25 plus 15, 40, yeah. And you're gonna defog my screen away. Okay. That is fine. So you defog your knockoff. I'm just gonna go for that Reflect again. I'm curious if you're just gonna go ahead and spam defog. That wouldn't be a bad play at all. But I could take advantage of that, potentially. So he's knockoff defog. So he did bring the defog conk, which is really cool. I assume that you were a Guts variant to try to take advantage of how well T-Spikes did into you. That's a really cool bring for sure. Yeah, I agree with getting this Reflect back up. If you spam defog, then so be it. We could sit here all day, man. Your timer's running low. I'll sit here all day and spam Reflect. We're gonna Reflect here. We're gonna see if he ends up going for that defog again. He's gonna go for the Mach Punch here. Okay, fine by me, as we're gonna get that Spirit Break off, and we're gonna probably kill this Pokemon. I think at this range we do end up KOing that Pokemon. He's gonna Mach one more time. Mach Punch. As we're gonna be able to put this Pokemon out of its misery. Down goes Conk. He's 3 Pokemon left. Full HP Roaring Moon. 27% Raging Bolt and a 1% Groudon. I don't know how we don't lose to this Roaring Moon in the end game. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, do we parting? Do we parting or do we just... Ooh. Because you probably go for Stone Edge here, right? I could parting into Shoulder Day, actually. I kind of like that play a little bit. I think regardless, Parting Shot is my play. How many turns of Reflect do we have left? 3, right? Yeah, 3 turns of Reflect left. I kind of really like clicking Parting Shot here. Taunt doesn't do anything. Your Heavy Slam, your Stone Edge, your Rindo. You're going to be Precipice in one of those slots. What could you possibly... You could be like Spike or something. Spike could mess me up. I don't think Taunt makes sense here. And I don't think Spirit Break makes sense either. I'm going to click Parting Shot here. And I think we're going to go into Boulder. I think Boulder is going to be our best play. Parting, I think Boulder is our correct play here. Let me just check. -1 Precipice Blade says max 87%. So Boulder is a decent play. Boulder does make sense. I do also think you just click Stone Edge here. So I don't think I can go into Ho-Oh. Because I really want to keep that Chardy intact for the Roaring Moon. But being able to go into it and switch back out is very, very important. So I do think... I think this is the correct play. Because I'm trying to keep in mind how we don't immediately lose to this guy in the end game. I should have went Ho-Oh. So now the question is, do I pivot out of Boulder into Ho-Oh to try to get Regenerator and waste my screen, and they go back into Boulder because this also wastes his Sun? I like that a lot, actually. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pivot into Ho-Oh, try to waste a little bit more of your Sun, and while I'm wasting your Sun, this also is gonna give Ho-Oh Regenerator, because you surely do not click Stone Edge here for any reason, right? You surely do not click Stone Edge here for any reason, and even if you do your -1, it's just I lose Chardy is the bad part about that. Yeah, you Heavy Slam, do 0, and I'm gonna pivot back into Boulder. I think that's a very good sequence there that gets our Ho-Oh out of range, and surely through Reflect we can live the hits from the Roaring Moon and we can get a Will-O-Wisp off on that Pokemon and hopefully seal the game. It's looking good. We're wasting the Sun turns. I'm feeling okay about this. We get more regen on Ho-Oh. We go back into Boulder. What do I do? Do I close combat or do I cleave? Do I close combat or do I cleave? He's gonna Edge here. This shouldn't kill us even through crit, which I looked like that might have been. No, it wasn't. So how many turns of Sun do you have left? You have 2 turns of Sun left. I think it's in my best interest to let Boulder pretty much go here. I think we can click Cleave into anything potentially coming in. I also like clicking Close Combat a lot, actually, because Close Combat covers the random Roaring Moon for whatever reason. We could also pivot back into Goldilocks. I think you Edge here, if anything. I think I just Close Combat. I don't think I have a good pivot, a good way around this. I think I am just going to Close Combat. We cover a random Roaring Moon. We kill this. You have 1 turn of Sun left. I think you have to switch out. I think we played it to where you pretty much have to save this Pokemon. Yeah. Do you go Roaring Moon? Or do you sack Bolt? You sack Bolt, surely. Boys! How much is this gonna do? How much is this gonna do? Let's go! Somebody sign me, dude! Let's go! Let's go! Man! And now what do? You go Wimby? So we still have the potential to lose this game. Do not get it twisted. Terra Electric Wimby is so scary. Right here, you should pick your KO. The question is, what is your KO? I can Parting Shot with Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's kind of useless now. I think what I do is I go Grim, I sack Grim, I go KYUREM Black, I Scale Shot, and I win the game. I think is what happens here. I could have also sacked Boulder, but I like having Boulder just in case he sacks his Groudon or we run out of terrain turns, we outspeed under the sun. I think this should pretty much lock it up. Alright, down goes Rinky Dinky. We go into KYUREM Black. That was the last sun turn. Yes? Yes. That's it. That's the game. That should be it. We go KYUREM Black. I don't even have to go for anything crazy. I can go for the Dragon Dance here. Because I don't want to miss the Scale Shot. Because that's a lose con. We Dragon Dance. And then at +1/+1, our Icicle Spear is able to KO both this and the Groudon in the back. So this is checkmate in any scenario. You do not kill me with a crit. You do not have Thunderclap. Groudon does not have a way to out-prioritize KYUREM Black at +1. We're going to be able to win this game. He's going to switch out. Game's over. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter what you did. The only hope that you had was Dragon Pulsing and hoping I was 0 bulk and getting a crit. It doesn't matter now. The game is over. It doesn't matter. The game is over! KYUREM Black, man! Let's go! So funny enough, I do still have to Scale Shot because if he's max speed Raging Bolt, which he in fact is, he will outspeed me, but this Pokemon doesn't KO me with any one hit because of the fact that he is gonna be Fizz Def. So we're gonna Scale Shot here just to hit it, just to get that speed boost, just to guarantee the win. And now the game is over. Let's go! Man, if I had to say one thing to Obo, it's good try, man. Better luck next time. Because, man, you put forth some of an effort. It was definitely there. I don't know how good it was, but... And shout out to Zooch as well for giving him this team. I actually couldn't have won this game without you. I very much so appreciate you giving him this speed-boosting Wimby. And, pretty much gifting me the win there. We're gonna Icicle Spear. Wimby's gonna go down. This game's gonna be over. KYUREM Black wrapped it up once again. Let's go! Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're going to move on to semifinals where I have no idea who we play right now. We are, I think, the first playoff game played on Sunday night at 8 p.m. So it is what it is. I have no idea who we played. You'll be as surprised as I am whenever you find that out next week. Thank you again to Wagon for helping me build this fantastic team that ended up putting in the finals. I am thrilled with how we played that game. I think literally the only mistake that was made was in prep being eject button on Toadscroll. I think that was the only thing that I didn't like this game. I think other than that, we played great. Pat myself on the back, man. I'm him, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more stuff in the BBL, the semifinals, and eventually the finals where we will finally get our first Gen 9 championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. And for now, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.